What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. I am going to talk to you guys today. Come on in. What? Oops, got that back echo. Sorry about that. I am talking to you guys today about All the Queen's Men. They came back on yesterday. They played 2 episodes, but I'm only going to do 1. But it was phenomenal. So you guys come on into the chat so we can talk, because I really do love this show. I wish more people were into it. Okay, but you guys come in, and if you can hear the sound of my voice, let me know. Put your city and state in the chat. But I do see my mods. What's up, Miss Cookie from the Shy and Nola Darling? How are you guys? Anyone that you see with a purple wrench behind their names, they are here to make sure you have a good time in the chat. Anyone that you see with a little star behind their name, they are channel members, and you can be a member too. Nola Darling will drop that information in a little bit. But everybody come in so we can talk about Christian Keys. He is the author of a book. I think it's called Ladies' Night. And they turned it into this television show, All the Queen's Men, that is produced over there at Tyler Perry Studios. It is really a dope show. I really enjoy it. But what's up, Miss Philadelphia, Indy? What's up? Indianapolis, Syracuse, Lansing, Michigan, Bay Area, Chicago, Los Angeles. Okay, come on in, you guys. And yeah, anybody can join the chat. And then if you want to, you can even come up and chit chat with me about it. Okay, because I really would like more eyes on this show, as much as we can muster. I see Florida in the house as well. Texas. What is up? What is up? All right, y'all. We are talking about All the Queen's Men. Look, I think I already got somebody up here already. Oh, Lady D. Lady D says she will join me in chit-chatting about the show. Listen, we're going to go through it. I thought it would be fun to have a little group discussion about it so that people can add in if they wanted to. Okay, I'm going to talk to you first about the characters. Y'all know that I'll say that it's a adult content show, right? Adult content. So y'all know they have those little robots that come through our YouTube videos to see if it is, what's the word I want to use? If it's satisfactory for advertising. So they'll put little robots on our videos. So even though it might show as, okay in the beginning, they will actually turn it off like 2 days from now if they hear certain words, or if it's too much cussing in it, they'll turn it off. What's up, Barbados? How are you? Come on in. So we just want to make sure that we are, using our imaginations to say certain things, or rhyming words with certain things and enunciating if you're going to rhyme it, just to make sure that this video doesn't get flagged. But I'll go through and I can edit some things too, just in case. But keep it cute. That's all I'm asking. We're talking about Club Eden. Club Eden is it's a strip club, a male strip club, a full service strip club, meaning that absolutely nothing is off limits. If you can pay, you can have it. That is how that strip club works. And the 2 main characters are Madam, who you see here in the picture, played by Eva Marcel, and the concierge. He's called the concierge because he can literally get anything he wants. He can get anything for you that you want. He can be in the middle of the hood at 7 p.m. and on a private plane to the White House at 8 p.m. Okay, he can have whatever it is in any state, any country. Just so we are clear. How are you, Miss Lady D's?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm good too. Welcome up, child. I'm happy you came up. I also want to introduce some of the characters to y'all just in case there's some new people. First, let me see how many people who are watching this review have actually watched the show. Put a 1 in the chat if you got an opportunity to watch episode 9. It airs on BET Plus, and I think this was the second half of the season, so it premiered last night. And then put a 3 in the chat if you've not seen this show before and you're just waiting for the review, because I promise I'm gonna make you a fan of this show before it's all done. But the characters, okay, looks like mostly 1s right now. The characters from left to right are Doc, Fuego, Doc and Fuego are dancers. Then you see a lady all the way in the back. Her name is Blue, and she is basically a bodyguard for Madam. That's Eva. The other bodyguard that's all the way in the back, his name is Tommy. Uh-oh. See, Miss Babette did not see it. Okay, Babette and Cut and Paste, listen, both of you will be fans and you will start watching the show, or you can just listen to me. That's okay. And then the other guys in these burgundy or velvet blazers, this is Amp. Amp is the nephew of Madam. Midnight, and then the last one is Babyface. So everybody in the little blazers, those are the dancers, okay? All right, y'all. So it looks like more ones than threes, but just so the threes know, because this is a fast-paced show, that's why I wanted to give you just a little bit more information, okay? Oh, I got Nola Darling's post up here. So let's get it started, y'all. Let's get it started. So we are picking up where we left off. This is episode 9 of a 2-part season, and we have 3 amateur dancers that you don't actually see here. These are the main dancers, but they also have amateur dancers, and the amateur dancers is a woman by the name of Trouble. She's actually what's a good word to say here? She presents male, okay? She's at a male strip club. She presents well. She puts on her little gear at the bottom, and she gives it to the ladies just like the men give it to the ladies, okay? Rashawn is the other amateur dancer, and then there's also an amateur dancer named Champ, just so you are aware. Okay, so they are all robbing this lady by the name of Tandy and her husband. They are in a very affluent neighborhood, multi-million-dollar homes, and Tandy and her husband actually have a connection to one of the dancers. Really, Tandy has a connection to the entire strip club, Club Eden, because she likes to hang out there and get loose, okay? All the way loose. She likes to go up and get her private dances, and then pay for other private things, okay? Her name is Tandy, but Tandy and her husband are getting robbed because they had like a little relationship with one of the amateur dancers. His name is Rashawn. They had this relationship with him where he was going to be their third partner. They wanted him to live in the house with them, and they was going to pay him $100,000. And they said, you can do whatever you want to do until, nighttime comes, and then you're just going to be a part of whatever me and my husband like, okay? Only her and her husband, especially her husband, are in some really dark things, okay, when it comes to bedroom activities. So they like to be tied up. They like to just do a whole bunch of crazy stuff, okay? There's no other way to explain it. You'll have to watch the show for certain parts of this. Whew. But what were you going to say? Go ahead.
Oh, them people.
Yeah, them people is right. Look, Scorpio Miss said, Tandy is disgusting for sure. Listen, gross. But they ended up really hurting, like medical attention needed Rashawn. They had basically tied him up and left him for dead, basically. And he ended up figuring out how to, I think he used his toe to call Madam and say, hey, I need help. Come get me. They, figured out where he was by his phone, and they ended up saving this kid's life because he's really a young kid. Probably no more than like 22, 23. And Tandy and her husband, these are grown folks, Tandy and her husband, okay? Her husband's probably older than her, but we can assume that they're somewhere between 50 or so. They pretty much did. Now, he did go to their house with the understanding that that was going to be their relationship. It was going to be, for pay, basically. And he said he was okay with it. He had a girlfriend at the time who understood that he was doing things for money. And he was like, as long as I bring the money home to her, she don't care. But he ended up just, partnering up with the wrong people. And they really, really hurt him. Like, he needed a lot of medical attention. But Madam went over and rescued him, and basically told Tandy, after she tore some things up, okay, she had to flip some tables over. She flipped the tables over there, and she said, listen, you nasty ass, ding, 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 beep. Okay. He called her all the names and said, "This is gross. Get your shit together. What is going on with you?" And she said, "Don't come after this boy and don't come to my club unless you come correct." And I think she even made her pay a fee for hurting him, but I don't think the money went to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So all is said and done, this child ended up going to the hospital, came out, and he wants revenge to a degree, but he's really hurt that he did, with everything that happened to him, everyone knows about it, everyone at the club. He really can't do a whole lot of anything else at this point. I don't know why he can't do something other than dancing, but I guess once you're in the life, it's kind of like an addiction. So he's in the life, and what would be the best way to put it? At this point, he's just really pissed that Tandy never gave him his money. So Tandy ends up showing up at this club and he sees her face. He lets Trouble and Champ know, listen, this woman never paid me my money. They live in this nice house and everything. And he's like, I don't want anything to do with this woman ever again. Well, Trouble and Champ said, we about to go rob this bitch, and she's going to give you your $100,000 back. And she's not going to say anything after what she did to you. So that is why they're there robbing the place. But they're like, listen, a house this beautiful, all these nice things in here, y'all definitely got a safe. Take me to the safe. So Trouble and Champ, they walk back with Tandy to a safe and they leave Rayshawn there with the husband. The husband's the one who messed him up
Mm-hmm.
with some of Candy's bedroom toys, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Rayshawn has a moment where he spazzes out looking at this dude, and he ends up like trying to take his last breath out of him, okay? He takes
Mm-hmm.
the butt of a pow pow, and he is, while they're downstairs getting money out the safe, he's in another room just swinging with all of his might, and he doesn't stop until they walk into the room and get him. In fact, they
Was
still,
was it a fire pit thing or something that the fire stick? Wasn't it that?
oh, was that what it was? It was a fire poker?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I thought
Mhm.
he had something else. Well, it was a fire poker, it was even worse. So he's
Yeah.
swimming away with this fire poker. It was bad. I mean, there's blood everywhere. He's not coming to. He's just like whackety whack whack whack. And when Trouble and Champ walk in the room, they're like, "Oh my God!" And they're trying to stop him. They realize that he is gone in the brain, and they pull him out of the house before the police comes because they know that they're on their way, right? Thank you, Kevin Moore. Go ahead and hit that button. I got 59 of you watching. We are talking about All the Queen's Men, second half of the season. And this is episode 9, okay? So anyway, just to finish up with this, they leave. And Tandy
Mhm.
comes upstairs. She realized her husband is in distress, and she calls the hospital, or excuse me, calls the police and the ambulance who comes in and gets him. And she's kind of sitting on the couch in a daze, but not because her husband has been taken to the hospital, but because her life savings, that little bit of money that she had been saving to get away from her husband. So she knows that she is just there for his money. Her husband knows she's just there for the money. So basically, when she decides to leave, he's like, you can't leave with jack and shit. Okay, you can leave with your
Mhm.
ass in your face, and that's about it. And she's hurt because she's like, those kids took everything I had, and I had a plan to escape, and now she feels like she can't leave the house. But Detective Hayes, okay, Detective Hayes is the detective that is overseeing Club Eaton. She's put on this case because she knows there's all kinds of, not on the up activities happening at Club Eaton. There's always bodies. These bodies are always tied to the dancers or to Madam herself. And so she's like, we're bringing Madam down. All this stuff that's going on in the city, everything ties to you. Well, Detective Hayes ends up showing up at Tandy's house, first detective on the scene. And when she gets there, she knows right away, this isn't just some random robbery. She's like, there is all kinds of sex paraphernalia in the house, okay? Some real dark toys, like I said to y'all. There's things
Mhm.
to tie you up, things that you put over your face, things to muzzle your mouth. And she's like, are you sure that this was a robbery? You sure you don't know who these people are? Tandy said, no, I don't know who these people are. It was just a random robbery. And she said, and I don't want to talk to you. I want to go to the hospital. Well, the detective said, "Listen, you got to talk to me at the end of the
Mhm.
day. The this is a new murder, and frankly, or shouldn't call it a murder. She was like, this is a new case, and frankly, your husband may not make it. He is basically taking his last breath, so it is in your best interest to talk to me." And before um, Detective Hayes could finish her sentence, another detective walks in, and I believe that she is a senior detective. She definitely has more power than Detective Hayes. And she basically makes Detective Hayes jump. She's like, you need to go while she takes over. She's a friend of Tandy's, and she sits down with Tandy and is like, who did it? Because she's going to, of course, clear everything up, cover everything up. Tandy's husband is running for mayor. So he has ties in the city, political ties, and probably more. And she wants to make sure that this doesn't become a scandal in this little rich community and break up everything. And also, she enjoys some of the things that Tandy enjoys. Tandy has a whole girls' club of wealthy, rich
Mhm.
Black women that's into some dark stuff. Okay. So, just an FYI, they don't want Tandy to get exposed because it exposes all these other people that's a part of this little ring of wealthy women. So, did you want to say something, Miss Lady D?
Um, yeah, this show is
Oh,
awesome. I love it. Listen, Diana, I told Anthony about it. I was like, Anthony, you gotta watch the show.
oh, did you really? Oh,
Yes, and he watched the show. I literally watched the show in like 2 weeks.
okay.
I was hooked the
It's
first
yeah.
episode.
I have recommended it to a lot of people too. It's an excellent show. Cookie was saying that the person I thought was a senior detective, she said that that was actually a DA, so district attorney, which I was not aware of. Thank you for
Mhm.
correcting me. She said she thought it was district attorney. And thank you, Kevin. If you are in the bushes, that shouldn't stop you from hitting the like button, okay? Enjoy the chat, enjoy the story, but hit the like button. Anyway, she lets Tandy know because Tandy's like, I need to get to the hospital. She was like, listen, you don't like that MF anyway. You were only with him for his money at the end of the day.
Right.
She said, so let's get it started. She said, who do you think is behind this? And Tandy said, it definitely is Madam. She said, this has Madam written all over it. And that's pretty much how it ends. They were just trying to figure out what to do next. But the detective, or the DA, excuse me, the DA tells Tandy, whatever happens, whether he lives or dies, we can spin this in your favor. So don't think about that part. Let's just figure out how to handle it. She said, what do you want to do with these three? And Tandy said, they gotta go. They gotta know not to mess with me. Okay. So we need to put them in the ground. And yeah, we'll see what happens, child. Come on in, y'all. What's up, Brooklyn? I see you. Okay. So in the next scene, we have Madam, Blue, and Tommy. Blue and Tommy are Madam's bodyguards, and they
Yes.
are having some problems of their doggone own. Okay. They are fighting the concierge's brother. This is all a part of this huge cartel in Mexico. And right now, the madam has taken out the concierge's wife, okay, took her out without a
Yes.
second thought. And now she has taken out his blood brother, who, by all accounts and purposes, was an absolute F up. But the concierge wanted him to, he wanted him alive, okay? He wanted him alive. That's his brother. And he loved his brother.
But
Um,
do you think he is actually gone? Cause I mean, he could be,
you think
but
not?
then again, he
Well, he
could
put a
not
whole,
be.
what's the best word? She put a whole bomb in his mouth.
Mhm.
So
But
yeah,
remember,
I don't think
remember,
he's
he
here
spit
anymore.
it out though.
I don't think he's here anymore, but we can see because people end up popping back up every once in a while.
Right. That's what I'm saying, girl. That's exactly what I'm
So
saying.
it was him, and he had a bodyguard that was like, I think, a Navy SEAL. So he had a bodyguard that was a Navy SEAL. Now that's the one they are questioning whether or not he was gone. They were like, we're not so sure that he's gone, but they said that they were sure that the concierge's brother left the building. Okay, left
Okay.
the building, never to return. Left the building. Um,
Mhm.
Hey, Pauline. Thank you. I love the show too, child. Pauline, Grace, I appreciate y'all for joining us. Um, but they had also told Madam, listen, you take me out, we got somebody on your daddy ready to pull the trigger as well. She said, listen, I don't care what you do. My daddy taught me a long time ago, when push comes to shove, always push. Okay. Never second guess anything. We have to go. Even if it means taking my daddy's life, I'm going to do it. And the next thing we know, child, she gets back to the her little office space. She sees that or was at the office. She was at the hospital. So she's at the nursing home that her dad stayed in, excuse me. They see that she went to see if her daddy was really taken out of there, and there is a body there that she believes to be her father, and she loses it. She's screaming at the top of her lungs, and that's how they basically end that scene. Okay. She's not able to take it. And to be honest, I think her father is the only person that she's ever shown any type of real affection or love for. Everybody else is really expendable when it comes to the madam. Okay. But I shouldn't even say that, because clearly her daddy was expendable too. She didn't use it as an excuse. Now, let's get to the next part of this scene. We are back with the amateur dancers. So after everything went down with the robbery, the amateur dancers have gone back, and I think they are at Champ's house, and they are trying to get Rayshawn to, snap out of his daze, because he's out of it. He has on these horrible clothes. They're all soiled. There's stuff all over his face. He needs to jump in the shower, but he can barely speak. He has not, just can't connect to the fact of what he just did. So they force him into a shower. While he's in the shower, Champ and Trouble are sitting there counting a bag full of money. Now they went there to get $100,000, the one that Tandy owed Rayshawn, but they probably had well over $500,000. So they are sitting there looking at the money, and they make a deal between each other that we're only going to give Rayshawn the 100,000, and you and I will split the rest. That's how they play him. So Rayshawn is like none the wiser. They do this backdoor deal. They basically say, we know that Rayshawn also could leave us high and dry. He's not handling this stuff well. He's one of those kids that could, go to the police station tomorrow and just confess to everything. So they know that they have to keep him okay. And they don't know what's going on. So look, Marie said, wait, is this the show where the daddy was sleeping with the nurse? That's correct. The daddy is in a nursing home, and he was pretending like he had Alzheimer's, right? So he wasn't able to speak. He didn't know up from down, left from right, couldn't even clean himself or use the bathroom by himself. But we found out later that he could talk, and he was within all of his faculties. Okay. So he was just there to hide out from the feds and some other people that was looking to do him harm. But he had his little act on pack. Okay. So anyway, Champ ends up leaving the house. Trouble stays there to take care of Rayshawn. And the next morning, they end up coming back, and they find out that oh, yeah. Look, Cookie said this. So that nurse was a dirty nurse, too. Very, very abusive, was doing all kinds of stuff to the dad, trying to see if she can make his, third leg stand up. So she was doing all kinds of little nasty stuff. And he ended up waking up on her and letting her know, I can talk it. I can do everything else. So if you want to do it when you thought I was asleep, you can keep doing it while I'm awake. So now she's doing it, quote unquote, against her will, because she thought she was just being nasty and abusing the father. It was horrible. It was horrible. But anyways, the next morning, Trouble and Champ are like in a good mood, because they feel like, listen, we didn't caught a real lick. Ain't nothing going to happen to us. And they try to, figure out where Rayshawn is. They thought he was in a room sleeping or whatever. Turns out he's not. He's gone. He didn't take the money. He just leaves. And everybody is trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So Champ and Trouble end up going to the police station to see if they can see Rayshawn come out of there. That's where they are. But now that they're at the police station, let's talk about these dirty cops, because everybody's dirty on this show. If it's not the dancers or Madam, it's also the cops. We're at the police station. The cop, of course, Detective Hayes, she is very, very compromised. She likes Doc, the one on the end. Doc, by the way, y'all, is played by Bolo. Y'all remember him from RHOA? the one who got what's my girl? Portia in trouble. Got Portia in trouble after she took a little romp. Well, anyway, he is an official actor in this show, but he still plays one of the dancers. And these dancers also have real routines that they do on the stage. They perform on the stage for the show. So yeah, look, we remember Bolo. Bolo's a handsome guy. Anyway, they got Detective Hayes in one of the rooms. The DA then pulled her aside and said, listen, I got this email. I seen this email pop up for you, and it's you walking out of this man's house, Bolo, right? Well, his name is Doc on the show. She was like, what the hell was you doing there all night? You know, we got this investigation. You know how serious the investigation is. Why would you compromise it? Especially when we got all of these, political offices, it's voting season. So they want to make sure everybody can keep, the police department right. That's one of the things people are looking at when you're running for mayor. Why would you compromise the police department if you know that we have people running for mayor and things like that? Well, she's trying to play it off like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't get it. I don't get it. Then all of a sudden her partner, who I only know as Casanova, but Casanova was an undercover dancer at Club Eden. Well, they thought they took Casanova out the game, but they did not, child. They thought Casanova was really sleeping with the fishes. They had dumped him in a river or something like that. Only he shows up at the police station. Now, the cops know that he's alive, but nobody else do as of yet. And when he walked,
Dime does too.
huh?
I think Dime knows that he's alive too.
Oh, Dime knows. You're right. Okay, from last season. That's right. So he walks in on his partner, who she thought she was, calling all the shots, and she was controlling him. Like, I'm gonna take you off this case, and da 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 da. Well, he walks in the room and say, basically, bitch, I'm in charge, and I have been, doing 2 cases, whatever's going over at Club Eden and the one that's going on with you, and I know for a fact that you've been sleeping with one of the dancers. And he says, show the tape. And then they actually show the tape of her getting busy in the bedroom, on the couch, in the shower, you name it. She was getting herself, she was enjoying herself, okay?
Sure was.
She was absolutely enjoying herself, and she doesn't know what to say. So they're basically like, you're done. You're no longer on this case. And she's pissed because she also right now is beholding to Madam. Madam knows what she's done. And she said, if you don't do what I say do, with the cops and get rid of evidence and things like that, then, she was going to take her out this world. So she doesn't know what to do. That's basically how they end that scene. But it was pretty crazy, y'all. Everybody's saying they hooked on the show. I'm trying to find out what y'all think about it. Nobody's writing anything in the comment section. So tell me what your thoughts are while you're going through it. What was your thoughts on that scene, Miss Lady D's?
Oh, that's Lord. I kind of always suspected she was gonna do that anyway when she went to his house.
Oh, you're talking about Detective Hayes and Doc. Listen, everybody knows that Detective Hayes had a thing for Doc. The second he rubbed up against her thigh, and he said, "Get your leg off my boop, boop." I was like, out of here.
Now I don't like Baby Face or whatever his name is. I don't like Face. That's his name. I don't like him.
Nobody does.
He gets on my nerve, and he's just disrespectful.
He is.
It's like, dude, go sit down. House that was too dope. You don't even need to be dancing no more. You don't need to be dancing no more.
I would say my favorite dancers are Doc and Midnight right now.
Girl, yes, Midnight, hunty. I love me some Midnight because he's chocolate and he bald headed. Because I got a thing for bald headed men. But I'm just saying.
Cookie says she wonder who is setting up Detective Hayes. So it sounds to me like the concierge is basically making sure he puts a dark hole around Madam. So everybody, because I even wrote that down, everybody that is connected to Madam, whether you are a friend or a foe, he is setting everybody up to take her down. That's what it's like. But yeah, everybody's dirty. Everybody on the show is dirty. There's also a character here that you don't see, and her name is Dime. She is the MC for Club Eden, and she basically handles all the guys, get them on stage. Does she DJ too? She's a
Yes,
DJ too.
she's
Okay,
a
so
DJ.
DJing, calling the people up. She had an affair with Amp. I shouldn't call it an affair, but they were boyfriend and girlfriend for a minute. They was kicking it.
Yeah,
Amp is the nephew. Anyway, Amp is still holding a torch for Dime, but Amp
yeah,
is 100% self-destructive. He needs counseling. He's one
yeah.
of those type of guys who believe if he can't have you, nobody
Nobody
can.
can.
That's right. And his first girlfriend, he actually went to prison for because he had that type of thinking. He was driving way too fast, screaming and arguing in the car with this young lady, and she ended up losing her life. But he still has all of those tendencies, and he's doing it with
Yeah,
Dime. Only Dime likes Amp a lot.
yeah,
Okay. She likes him a lot, but she didn't know that he still is holding a torch for her because he's so angry with her, and he's doing everything to punish her. And y'all have to catch up on that because it's too long to get into at the moment.
yeah.
Will
But I
Mhm.
think she shouldn't have went to Madam and said anything. What she should have did was talk to Amp about the money
Mhm.
that we found out is bad. She
Right.
should have went ahead and talked to him and said, "Where you get this money from?" Then it would have never happened, and then he wouldn't have had a grudge. So I could see it from both sides, but it's like, girl, you should have talked to your man.
100%. But everybody's afraid of Madam. So when these kind of things happen, you just don't want people to get involved. Like you don't want,
Right.
you want to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. But oh, Amp is a suspicion of Big D. That's true, child. Amp is
Yeah.
suspicious of everybody.
But Big D is undercover.
He is. He's an undercover. They know at this point that this dude is
Right.
dirty, and he knows that.
And but I kind of knew that he was undercover when I first saw him because he was after Dime too much and he was being too nosy. Now Casanova too. Casanova was being a little bit too nosy. He was sitting up there trying to do too much at first, just
Mhm.
like Big D. He doing too much. Do
That's
back up a little bit. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it undercover, not out of the cover.
out of the cover. Yeah. So Big D right now knows because Dime hasn't said anything to Madam yet. He knows that she has a soft spot and that she doesn't want to see anybody else get hurt. But but she's sitting there feeling sorry for herself. And that's when Midnight comes over and she's like, he just hates me. She was talking about Amp. He just hates me. He's I don't think he's ever gonna forgive me. And he was like, that boy is still holding a torch for you. He was outside with a bicycle pump getting your tires inflated last night. She had two flat tires. He had two flat tires. He said he was out all night with a damn bicycle pump, putting air in your tires so that Big D didn't touch your car. And that puts a smile on her face. So now she knows she can go to him and talk to him about it. Okay. So anyway, that's how that scene ends. Cause I was like, child, when are y'all gonna get Amp some help? Cause that boy he's loose. He's
He gone. He
loose.
gone.
Yeah. Okay. I suspected Big D when he was anxious. Oh yeah, the way he was playing around when they had him in the guillotine room. Child, they
Mhm.
heads on this show. Anyway, last scene, or the second to last scene, we get a scene from Madam's sister. So
Ooh,
Madam's
yeah.
in a
Yes.
is her name Carla? Carla's the sister.
Carla,
Carla's in the car. Carla's evil diva. Yeah, what movie did she play in before?
the Players Club.
The Players Club. Yes, she was the light-skinned lady from the Players Club. So
Hmm.
Carla's in the car, looking angry, looking like she smokes 200 cigarettes. Okay. She just has a smoker's haze on her face for whatever reason. Um, And she gets a call from a total stranger who says, listen, your father is gone. He has left Earth. Okay. He's amongst the spirits. And she's like, who is this? What is going on? He said, I sent you the address by text. You can find him there. Okay. Because she doesn't know where her father is. She was the caretaker for the father that she shares with Eva. And Eva
Mhm.
said, you abuse him. So we're going to put him someplace else. And we're never going to tell you where he is. And that's how Eva found out. Madam is a heavy smoker too. Yes, yes. In real life, I think that's what you're saying, Cookie. I know that for a fact. But yeah, and she smokes all things. She's excited because she gets this call saying that they know where her father is. However, like I said, he passed away. So she goes
Mhm.
racing down to this nursing home. And she's sitting there propped up waiting for Madam to come because she knows that she's on her way. Madam gets there with Tommy and Blue, the
Yep.
bodyguards, and they
But
walk in.
but Tommy is so much more. He's a bodyguard, chef, uh,
He helps
service provider.
a
Uh,
provider of all kinds of services. He provides the same kind of services that the dancers provide, but exclusively to Madam.
yes, that's what I'm talking.
Lady D's be cracking up, but exclusively to Madam. That's right. So they come in and they ask the lady at the desk where her father is. And she said that the morgue had already picked him up. And she said, that's weird, don't you think? She was like, no, that can happen at any time. It just depends on who's on the shift. So she asked about the caretaker. The caretaker is the nurse who, the dad figured out, I just told y'all, she was abusing the father until the father said, listen, I'm enjoying it. So here's how you do it and remove the teeth. Okay. Um, she said, where is this nurse? And the lady at the front desk said, oh, she just took some vacation time. She said, isn't that odd? She'd be taking vacation time at this point. She said, well, we are short staffed, but it is what it is. She said, well, I'd like to see her, so can you give me her address? And they give her the address. She's on her way out because she knows that something's up. She knows it. Where's my daddy? Why isn't he at this damn nursing home? And why is the nurse, who was already dirty, also not here? She should be here to, at the very minimum, tell me what's going on with my father, because they all at this point are connected. They've talked to each other, and she wants to know what else was going on. She's on her way out the door, and that's when Carla comes out of another door like, gotcha, bitch. Okay. She is pissed. She jumped out in front of her and she said, you killed our daddy. She is hot and she is screaming all kinds of things at Madam. She is going back to childhood and calling her SG, SG. And she said that SG stood for skinny girl. She also said she had the biggest teeth she ever seen. So she said, started saying things about how she looked, just basically trying to pounce on all them old insecurities that she had. And Madam started walking back and she takes out this gold, you know what? Pow pow. Throws it
Mhm.
in the air. Her bodyguard Tommy grabs her hand, snatches it out, right?
Mhm.
Not know that Madam still has some other things in her hand, okay?
Nah, you gotta watch her. You gotta watch her. She was a slick one.
Madam walked up on her and she said, now what did you say? She was like, because you about to go to the hospital. She said something about you about to go to the hospital. She was like, her sister looking at her like, do it, do it. And she said, the only reason you are still here breathing God's air is because I told our father that I wouldn't do anything to you. And then she takes out this 12-inch Swiss that looked every bit of a butcher, okay? And she
Chef.
slowly drove it into that woman's chest. I mean, like she wanted to feel every ridge when she put it in there. I mean, complete and total psychopath. And she pushed it all the way in until the base hit that woman's chest. And then she turned around and started walking out slow, like I double dog
Mhm.
anybody to stop me. Okay. And that's
Mhm.
it. That's it. You heard Beyonce singing in the background. These motherfuckers ain't stopping me. These motherfuckers ain't stopping me. I'm
Oh my god.
okay. That's it. It was a dope show. I hope that I got somebody who was a didn't watch the show. I hope I got y'all to watch the show and to show up for episode 10, which I'm gonna have in a
Yes,
little bit. Okay. But I thought this was a dope show. It
it
picked up
really
exactly where
was.
it left off. Yes. Y'all have any other comments? I did that in record time, 41 minutes. Um,
Girl, you did that faster than I was. See, you did an idiot review.
yeah, I usually don't do the panel reviews that quickly, but I didn't get a lot of feedback from the chat. You guys are listening. I must have did a great job of giving y'all the review.
Girl, they
Um,
up here laughing. Cause I'm watching it on my other phone. They're laughing. It's, it's.
yeah, listen. I was saying, where did she be pulling the stuff from? Child, we don't know. We don't know. Listen, she just had a quick blade right there in her hand. It's just in her pocket. They took
Child, the part was in her pocket, her purse, her her bra strap, something in her because it was coming from. It came from somewhere.
oh
So,
yes.
and she could have picked it up off of the desk too.
You think they had something like that on the desk?
Child, cause it could have been a what you call that thing? The letter opener. When you
Oh,
open a letter,
oh,
it could have been
maybe.
one in there too.
Well,
It could have
it
been.
looked like a butcher. It looked like a butcher, but I'm gonna say this: it's a great show. The only thing I have to say is that lady that was in the back filing the paperwork. She never left the room. She never left the room. If y'all paid attention, even when Madam pulls out that gold piece, she is still standing there.
Oh yeah, she was about that life. She was minding her business, but she was being about that life. She was just doing her job, honey.
Mhm.
I said, well, you can't keep on poking the bear and expect not the bear not to pounce on you
Yeah,
when you
I,
keep on poking.
I agree with KB Mommy. She said that Madam stays prepared, and that she does. She does not care. She said you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, didn't call the police or nothing. Wasn't about to. She said
Mm,
they know where to find her. She is on her way to find her daddy, or at least to find this damn nurse, because that's her real problem right now. But yeah, it's an excellent show, though.
it
BET
really
Plus,
is.
All the Queen's Men, Christian Keys, and Eva. What's her last
Marcel.
Marcel. I was gonna say Mendez. I was like, that's not right. Okay, Eva Marcel. That's right. So, anywho, y'all, we've been on here for about 45 minutes. Okay. So, I'm gonna check out the next one. Thank you, Paul. P Dub. I agree, love the show. Thank you for reviewing it. We're gonna
Yes, thank you.
the
Thank
next
you, Diana Rozay, for real, because I was, because I literally wanted to do my own review
one. Mhm.
on the show, but I even got a YouTube page. I was like, good God,
No.
this is a good
I
show.
want to do for this show what we have done for all the other ones. Okay. I want to have panel reviews and the whole nine. We need to be talking about this show. We don't
Yeah,
always get to see Black actors and actresses in this type of soap opera drama. So I
yeah,
appreciated it. I like it. I like it as a series. So hopefully
I love it. This show is like,
I
it's
do
just,
watch the
I
Black
can't,
Hamptons. Hold on one
huh?
second. Is the Black Hamptons back out now? Is it?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
So guess what? We will be talking about the Black Hamptons too.
Girl, yeah, the Black Panthers came out. Was it last week or the week before? Something like that. But
But
yeah, that's a good show too.
let me
All
get
these
that.
shows that are back to back like this, they need to be talked about because not too many of our shows get talked about anyway. So when you have a show like this coming on,
Mhm.
we gotta talk about it.
Okay.
This show is excellent. Black Panthers is excellent. You
Okay.
do a great review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm giving you your flowers, girl. Love and Marriage Huntsville,
I want
Marriage to
to do this show.
Medicine.
So we're
You
doing
do.
All the Queen's Men. I was thinking about doing Sisters because I really need this girl to have this baby. So I
I'm sick
think
of.
maybe I'll
I'm
do
sick of her. I'm so sick of her. I'm sick of her. I'll be glad when she had a doggone baby so we can see if it's Zach's or not. Because I'm so tired of her with this doggone baby.
okay.
But don't they have a DNA test coming up anyway? Because she said that she was going to
Mm-hmm.
It was something where she said she was
Yeah.
gonna go to the
So
doctor
right
office.
now we know that the baby is not okay. We know who the baby's not. So we're gonna get to it. We're gonna talk about all of them. But tonight we have what's coming on tonight. Bill
Huntsville.
Collective.
No, not Huntsville. Today is Friday.
It's
I keep
Bill
on
Collective.
thinking it.
Someone asked me to review Bell Collective. I think I'm just
No.
going to do I think I'm just going to do the reunion and then we'll probably talk about everything else in the back because we're already past the season, but and then I'll just put it out as we talk about it in the background.
I don't watch that show. It's good.
Is it good? Everybody said it was a fantastic season, and I have to say the reunion, they aired the first part last week. It was great. It was great. It really was. But I do like Sisters. I do like Bill Collective. I do like the Black Hamptons. So I'm about to watch that as soon as I hang up with y'all. As soon as I get off of this, I'll be talking about that. And then we're also going to do a review for episode 10. Episode
Mhm.
10 of All the Queen's Men. Okay. So
When
anyway,
you gonna do that one?
hell, I might come back on tonight, to be honest. Who knows?
Oh no, girl, don't come back on that because I got a concert to go to and I won't be on there.
Then maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I could do it tomorrow too.
Because I'll be going to Drew Hill concert because they're here
Oh,
at the McQueen.
Ready to Love comes on the new episode tonight. Okay, so I got plenty of stuff to talk about. We're gonna get it done. If you guys are watching these shows, you enjoy my reviews, watch them too, and then come back up so y'all can talk with me about it because I don't always have people to talk to. This is exactly the reason why I started this YouTube page so I can have like really, colorful discussion about the shows. So, anyways, I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Thank you, Lady D's, for being my co-host today.
You're welcome, honey. Anytime. I
Uh,
might have to come back up tomorrow and
that's
be
good.
your co-host again.
I hope you
And whoever else, y'all don't be scared to come up.
do.
Please don't be scared to come up. Come up, talk to DYANAROZAY. She's approachable. She's cool. I love me some DYANAROZAY.
Thank you,
So
sweets. I
come on.
appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome, hon.
Okay. So outside of that, y'all, Miss Nola, thank you for getting my information up here. Y'all make sure that y'all like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit your notification bell, share it, of course. That's how others find me here on the YouTube. And I will catch you all on the next one, okay? Cookie says she's shy. Cookie, you come on up next time, okay? All right. Bye, guys.